The idea that members of Parliament cannot work on £86,000 a year, plus all the expenses, is simply, well, it's a slap in the face to anybody who struggles day after day to keep going. And David Mellor was asked about this on Good Morning Britain, I think, this morning on morning television, and he was scathing about the idea that I think Sajid Javid worked out, he said on the back of an envelope, that if we halve the number of MPs, we can pay them more. It's absurd. They're already being paid significantly more than they were paid in the past, and they're doing a worse job. And they're then getting an extraordinary pension on top of that. No. Now is not the time to be reducing the number of people who represent us in Parliament. Now is the time to be making sure that those people who represent us are doing their job, not running off, messing around on second-rate television programmes and pontificating rather than voting. That's a reference to Jacob Rees-Mogg, if you want to know. He was pontificating in the chamber and then pontificating on TV later, but he never actually voted. It's time for MPs to do their real work in the chamber, to be honoured, to be elected to Parliament, to represent the people, and to take proper decisions and to take them seriously rather than lounging around on the green leather seats and playing games with at our expense. Oh, I'm going to go. Oh, I'm not going to go. Oh, I'm going to go. Oh, I'm not going to go. Like some sort of incontinent wench. That's a reference to Nadine Dorries. And as for people who stick up a middle finger when they're going into number 10, there's only one answer to that. That's a reference to Andrea Jenkins. She needs to be sacked. Not only as a minister at that point, but she needs to be given her marching orders from Parliament as well, or at least be put up for a by-election. That's not the way to treat the public who you represent. And we can go on and on and on. People who have parties when ordinary people have been told to distance, all of them need to go. Either our MPs are above suspicion, like Caesar's wife, or they are simply not worth the time. It's not about whether or not they get a fair hearing, whether they get a trial. They're not up for trial. They are there to represent the best in our country. And if they can't do that, then they should have the honour to resign on the spot. And if they cannot resign, they must be pushed into a by-election so they can defend themselves in front of the people who elected them. It's outrageous to pay these people more. Outrageous and shocking that it should even take up time in a discussion.